Uh,
Sorry. Ah, I
they
got
wouldn't expect anything else.
you. Have you seen that little that meme of the little girl? She says, I got the yip stick.
No, I haven't seen it.
She says, I go to Home Depot and get the yip stick.
Home Depot, huh? Where's she going to get her lipstick?
Right, right. It looks like we have Larry here. He guesses he's here.
He guesses he's here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome, Larry.
Hello, Larry. There we go. We have 4 people in there. I'm one of them.
Yes, Heather's with us too.
Hey, Heather.
She just shut my door because it was echoing.
Mm-hmm.
Ready? Here we go.
Darlene's here. And Debbie.
Welcome. You're on YouTube. Because I'm looking in the, it's just popping up here on StreamYard. Hey, Darlene, welcome.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
No,
I have YouTube. Let me open
I have
that.
YouTube on the screen over here. So I keep looking over here. And then I have StreamYard here. And then I have my phone down here taking my video. Yeah. Hey, Debbie. So, I think we can probably just run right into it. Why not, right?
Yeah, let's get it done.
So this week's title, what's the plan, right? So down here I have a little banner scrolling, right? Happy Thanksgiving, right? We're there tomorrow.
Yep. Can't believe it.
Now, what's your plan to successfully navigate the menu? And so I have I have 5 talking points. Let me just throw this notification away. 5 talking points real quick. Then we're gonna drop the link in so people can come on panel with us, and we'll go from there. All right. So how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I told everybody I would update them on my leptin pills.
Yeah.
So last week I was taking them wrong. I was drinking caffeine, and we're not. That kind of inhibits the effectiveness of them. So, and I didn't realize that. And I wasn't eating meals at certain times. I was just eating whenever I could. So this week I started on Monday, and I'm eating proper meals. I'm eating a little bit for breakfast, and I'm taking the pills, and I'm drinking more water. I'm drinking at least a bottle, if not 2 a day. Okay. So, which isn't
you got to pick that up,
but it's something. Anyway, since Monday I've lost 2 pounds.
All right.
So good. I'll take it.
Absolutely.
Today's Wednesday, so hey, I'll take it.
Awesome. You know, you need that element electrolyte powder to add to water, because it makes your water so much more palatable. Heather drinks water all the time because of that stuff.
Wow.
So
what electrolytes do you guys use again?
It's called Element, but it's LMNT. And I think in this video I have a link tree.
Description?
In the description is my link tree, and there's a link to it. If you right, or someone orders from that link, on your first order you get a free sample pack of all 8 of their flavors.
Oh, cool.
So
nice.
We love it. And so you're saying you're not supposed to drink coffee. We drink the Bulletproof coffee, and we drink cold brew, and they have a chocolate electrolyte water, which I thought was going to be absolutely disgusting. Some people say they give it to their kids for hot chocolate. We put it in our iced coffee, and it is
really good.
Yeah,
it's not that I can't have coffee, because I do drink. I limit myself to 1 or 2 cups a day, 2 max. And but I have to either drink it 2 hours before my pills, or wait 30 minutes to an hour after my pills is what I'm doing. That's not what they say to do. They just say to limit the coffee when you're taking it.
Yeah. Well, we got to figure out what's going to work for us too, right?
Yeah.
That's I posted something earlier. It was like, what the heck was it? Something about, goodness gracious, my brain. It talked about don't stop, right? Progress, slow progress is progress. Doesn't matter how slow you go as long as you don't stop. right?
Yes.
You got to decide what's going to work for you and then just keep trudging along. But I'm
Exactly.
laughing at little Debbie's.
I know, poor thing.
I have already decided I mean, it's easier for me, right? Because I've been like rolling here. Now, the last month, I kind of coasted for a little while. I just used momentum to stay where I was. Um, this is
Hey,
Donna, right?
Donna. Donna, uh-huh.
Hey, Donna.
Hey,
I, I,
Donna.
I don't want to say the wrong name, but I'm trying to remember names. This is your friend from Florida, correct?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
She makes a lot of the
The risque towels, yes.
okay,
She makes other things too, but yeah. And
right.
the other Donna,
The
my
other,
other friend from Florida.
I'm not confused about this one. And so what was I saying? I lost it. I kind of coasted for a little while, but I'm not terribly worried about overeating just because. But I can see where it can be a problem, and we can think that we're overeating maybe when we're not, right? Because we're in this like super restrictive mindset sometimes. And so I don't, that's my thought, is like you might feel guilty, and you really, if you stop and look at last Thanksgiving versus this one, you really didn't get out of line.
Yeah, yeah.
So we gave your update. There's
We
about
did.
people watching. Um,
For
but
those that just came in, I'll say again, I've lost 2 pounds since Monday. I restarted myself on my pills on Monday because I was doing a little wrong. Choking. And so I've restarted. I've done things right. I've lost 2 pounds since Monday. I don't even think I've told Donna Fredericks that yet. So 2 pounds, Donna. 2 pounds.
oh, I missed it. Debbie says her usual intake is going to go from 2,000 to 5,000.
I doubt it's going to be that big of a difference, Debbie. Really? I mean, you really think that it's going to be 3,000 difference? I don't think it will.
You're gonna
Your little tummy can't eat that much, Debbie. She's so tiny.
you're gonna hurt yourself.
You're going to hurt yourself.
Uh,
Yay,
uh,
Donna.
Donna says she was down 2 pounds this morning.
Yay.
Awesome. All right, let's jump into this, and then we'll drop the link and bring people on panel.
Yep,
Okay, so
that's good.
one thing you said last week, you reminded us, was if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail.
Right.
And I kind of went with that mindset for today, thinking about what's our plan. Because if we go in tomorrow and we're trying to wing it, right, or shoot from the hip, or whatever word you want to say, we're gonna fail,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
We're gonna give ourselves enough rope to trip ourselves. And
That's a good
so,
analogy.
yeah. So I was thinking, let's talk about it for a little bit, not taco about it, right? Let's talk for a little bit so that we can go into tomorrow and navigate it successfully.
Yeah.
So I personally, I wrote down, I think, 5 tips that are going to help us. So I'm going to go over those 5 tips. You please share your input and your feedback, and then let's bring some people on.
Okay, let's do it.
Number 1, and I have them written down over here.
You're
Set
good.
boundaries for yourself ahead of time.
Set a what? A what? I'm sorry.
Set boundaries for yourself.
Boundaries.
And maybe you don't like that word, boundaries. So set guidelines for yourself ahead of time. Make decisions now, today, for what you're going to do or not going to do tomorrow, so that you're not winging it, you're not on the fly, and you're not going to allow yourself to trip.
Right.
Number 1. Number 2, be specific.
Let me write these down.
Be specific in your plan. Have you heard of SMART goals?
No.
Okay, so that's another topic. Like I want to talk about eventually one of these weeks, about goals for ourselves. And in business, one thing that they always say is set SMART goals. And so a SMART goal is specific for S, measured, measurable for M, A, SMART, A. R is realistic, and T is time-based. What is A? Achievable.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Hey,
specific.
Marjorie.
Marjorie. Hey, Marjorie. How are you? Marjorie came over and we were crafting. I think it was last week. She is married to Heather's cousin, so
Oh, cool. She
she's
needs a rip when you
essentially
get a
like,
chance.
yeah, she's essentially like sister number 3 or something for me. Uh, yeah. So specific goals, right? Measurable, achievable, realistic, and time based. So
Yeah.
give your goal a time for when you're going to go for it. So that's why I say be specific. Um, we've heard it said all the time, like the devil's in the details, right? Um, but he's also in the lack of details. Uh,
Oh, yeah.
you know, so if I say tomorrow, I'm going to be specific, right? I'm setting a boundary for myself. Tomorrow, I'm not going to overeat.
That's pure. That's too wide. That's too wide of a goal.
Your overeating is totally different from my overeating.
Yeah.
Right? My overeating is totally different from my, 10-year-old nephew's overeating.
Right.
So instead of saying tomorrow I'm not going to overeat, I could say tomorrow I'm going to, take a reasonably sized portion of whatever I'm choosing to eat and I'm going to go up one time.
Right.
At that point, maybe I'm going to wait 30 minutes and talk and enjoy company with family and friends. And if I'm still hungry, I'm going to allow myself one more trip, right?
Right.
That's much more specific. Now, that's not my goal, by the way, for tomorrow. I'm shooting from the hip, but that's an example of specific, being specific. Let's catch up on comments real quick, and then we'll jump up. So I think she might be a small portion of all her favorites. I'm not sure.
I think when she's specific, she's like portioning her favorites.
Portion all my favorites.
Portioning them out. Yeah.
Yeah, good idea. That's it. There are some things I just won't eat. Same thing here, Larry. Some things dietary I just won't eat, and then some things I just plain don't like.
Yeah, me too. I think it's all of us. Yeah.
Larry, hats off to you. I was born fat. I've lived fat, and I told my mother-in-law I'm going to die fat.
Oh, no, you're not.
she reminded me that during all this weight loss, and she's like, you always told me you were always going to be a fat guy, and I said, I'm still a fat guy. I'm just not as fat as I used to be, so I'm not a liar. And Debbie says, I never thought of it as failing to plan. Yeah, that is useful in anything in life, right? Is make a plan, right? If we don't make a plan, we have nothing to we have nothing to measure our success against, right?
Right.
Because we can't say we did great because, well, we didn't have a plan, so we don't know.
Yeah.
Number 3, be realistic. We already kind of talked about that a little bit, but don't say, if you're someone that knows, you know what, there's going to be pie tomorrow.
I was just thinking the same thing.
And you're someone that knows you can't say no to pie, don't set a goal to not eat pie.
Right.
Because as soon as you you might eat a bite of pie and you've now failed because you missed your goal, you say screw it and you eat half the pie, right?
Right.
Because that's how some people can get. So be realistic. Instead of saying, if you know I have to have pie if I'm within a 300 feet radius of pie, I'm going to eat some. Then say, I'm going to eat this much pie.
Right.
Set a specific amount, realistic. Maybe you just need a bite, or maybe
right.
If I have a bite, I'm going to have 5 more and 5 more and 5. Maybe you can't stop. So
right.
Be realistic.
You know yourself.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. You know.
I mean, you can, and who says you have to eat the whole slice of pie that you allow yourself in one sitting? Right. You can have one little spoonful of it after you eat because you're going to be full anyway. Yeah. And then later, a couple of hours later, then enjoy the rest of it or spread that out, throughout the afternoon.
Did you see that?
Oh, no, Donna.
You didn't fail yet, Donna. You haven't set a goal.
Yeah, you have to set a goal
Your
first.
goal could be not to eat a third apple pie or a third day of pie.
Yeah.
I was looking at Facebook memories earlier today, and I sent a message to Heather. I forwarded it to her, and I
Mhm.
said, "These memories are killing me today." And all of a sudden, a little while later, I hear a knock on my door, and she says, "Do you need a hug?"
Aw.
And I was like, "Yeah, I need a hug." And she's like, "You said the memories were killing you." And sometimes I have memories because we're getting close to the holidays. My dad passed away in 2014.
Aw.
She was thinking maybe it was a memory from my dad, and that's so I
Right.
told her memory, and it was her and I had gone to Cheesecake Factory and gotten a pineapple upside down cheesecake thing, and I'm like, no, this is what was killing me today. Uh, so, um, yeah, be realistic.
Okay.
Number 4, ask for help. Um,
That's a good one.
a little vulnerability is not bad. You don't have to go to Thanksgiving and think, you know what, if I say something that hey, this year I'm actually trying to watch what I eat. So, but they're all going to think I have a problem, or I should be an Overeaters Anonymous because behind closed doors, I'm really just kind of packing it in. So I don't want to tell anybody. No, 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 no. If you need help, ask someone. You don't have to ask the whole, like as you're sitting down to say the blessing, you don't have to raise your hand. Hold on. Could all of you just slap my hand if I get anywhere near the blood? Right? No, you could have a discreet conversation to someone you're closest with and just say, "Hey, do me a favor. Ask me. Tell me you got to tell me something in private real quick,
Hmm.
or you just thought of something, and let's have a side conversation real quick, and just remind me, hey, I really didn't want to eat that today,
Right.
because if you don't help me, I just might fail.
Right. Good
So
idea.
ask for help." And then lastly, this is going to be important, I think, for a lot of people. If you slip, get back up and try again. Um, I ran an addictions program with Heather for 5 years, actually as a director, and we worked in one as assistant directors, leaders for a few years even before that. And one thing that was so common was people would fall. And now I'm not saying this is not an Overeaters Anonymous group. I'm not saying this is food addiction.
Right. Right.
It's an accountability group though, and so we all have a goal here, and based on the topic, right? Our goal is to try and eat better. So, but it was inevitable that people that we were trying to help would fall back into what they were trying to stay away from.
Right.
And the people that would not do well are the people that would just, when they slipped up, they disappeared, and out of shame, they found themselves in a much bigger spiral. Now, eating 2 pieces of apple pie or chocolate cream pie, which is my favorite if my Uncle Phil makes it, um, tomorrow is not like, going on a bender. Okay.
Right. Right.
But if I was personally to eat a piece of that pie tomorrow, it could have those same kind of effects from me. The important thing is going in tomorrow is, you know what, if you slip, give yourself some grace, stand back up and try again,
Right.
because failure is not falling down. Failure is staying down.
Oh yeah, exactly. And if you slip up and eat more than what you want, don't say, "Oh, screw the day. I'm gonna, just
Yeah,
enjoy today."
right.
Don't do that. Start at your next meal and get back on track.
Exactly. Debbie's dad passed. I'm just seeing a comment over here on December 22nd of 2014.
So sorry, Debbie.
Yeah, I know the pain. Mine was 5/28/14. I was just writing that comment. So let's catch up on some compliment or comments here, and then we're gonna drop the link.
Cool.
And while I'm doing that, if you have any questions or comments or whatever, Victoria, feel free to pitch in.
Okay.
Um, Exaggerating,
The
maybe.
3,000 calories extra,
Yeah.
or however many it was.
Now that I know the correct way for okay. Marjorie, we said hello. I never overeat on Thanksgiving these days. After cooking it all, I'm easily happy to watch and enjoy everyone. Yes. I am not cooking much. I'm cooking stuffing. I'm gonna make a stuffing tomorrow. that is going to be carnivore based. I found a recipe.
Nice. You'll have to tell us how that is next week.
I'm probably going to try and make a video. It depends on how full the day is. And then I think I'm going to get shrimp and make my own cocktail sauce.
Nice. That'll be nice.
Yep. We talked about portion all your favorites. Larry, where did I go? I will eat pie. I will eat dressing. I will eat rolls. I will eat turkey. Sorry, Debbie. Larry, I don't eat pie because it affects my sugar. That's really good, Larry, that you have a sense in your head. And that's probably why you don't overeat either, because there are so many people that manage their blood sugar with insulin that will eat pie and just know they're just going to have to slip a little bit more into that injection. Now, but you're type 1, right?
Yeah, totally different than type 2.
Type 2, most type 2, we're type 2 because we got problems. And those people that will just take more insulin, those type 2s, I'm not speaking for everyone, right? But the majority of are just big people. Have you ever seen those shows on TLC, We Is Big?
No.
1,000-Pound Sisters, 1,000-Pound Friends.
Anyway, I haven't seen that.
1,000-Pound Friends is a spinoff of 1,000-Pound Sisters, and they're just really big women. And the one lady says, "We is big. We big as hell."
Oh, jeez.
Those people that eat pie and just take more sugar, it's because we is big. That would be me. I don't know what that was, but
she's type 2.
Okay. Yes. And technically I am as well. I have gotten much, control over that. I didn't get blood work last month. And that kind of like deflated me a little bit because I didn't have that. I didn't have to worry about it.
Right.
Worry about it. So I went to the doctor yesterday. And so he gave me my blood work slip, and he's like, just make a bunch of copies of these. You're getting it every month now.
That's funny. Yeah, Donna lost a lot of weight.
Larry's type 2, he says.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to drop the link, and I have...
Come on in.
Private here. Oh, before I do that, I set up a Facebook group. I'm trying to build a accountability community. Okay. I'm dropping the link for that right now. And so it's called M.A.D.E Accountability Group, M.A.D.E. And so I talked about this a little bit before, but my YouTube channel started as Heartman M.A.D.E because I made stuff and Heather made stuff with me. And so we're Heartmans, and it's man-made, but it's not just man-made, it's Heartman-made.
Right.
But we didn't want to change that. And so as we talked about kind of how we would maybe acronym out ours, we came to the conclusion that, when Heather and I first got married, we wanted to, and I'm probably like a broken record because I know I've said this before, but Jude 22 says, and of some have compassion, making a difference. M.A.D., MAD, right? And so our motto was that together we were going to be MAD. We were going to be making a difference. But now we're M.A.D., okay? We are making a difference every day. Making a difference every day. And so we want to start a community in that Facebook group. It's small right now. I think there's 5 of us. Heather hasn't even joined it yet. She's still deciding.
Oh.
No,
I joined.
Just hasn't seen it yet. But we want to, in that community, be making a difference every day in our own journeys and in those that join us. So there's that. Sorry, I'm not on Facebook. That's all good, Debbie. Yeah. That's just throwing that out there if anyone wants to join that. And now here's the link. We'll pin this. The moment you've all been waiting for.
Come on in.
We will pin this to the top.
Come on down. You're the next contestant on.
Right. And so we just ask that when you come into the back room, have your camera on. If you don't want your camera on once you come on the panel, totally fine with that. But just so we know you are who you say you are. And honestly, if your camera's on, we can make sure you don't have any boogers hanging out of your nose. And we can make a difference today for you. So there's that. All right.
Cool. Larry joined the group.
Larry, thank you. Awesome.
Yeah, my plan tomorrow, like I said last week, is to have a little bit, like a couple of spoonfuls of each thing. This is actually what I did on Saturday when we went to visit. We had a family reunion get together.
Okay.
Oh, yay! Darlene joined the group at what's that place called? It's an all-you-can-eat place. So I had a little bit of everything that I wanted.
Yeah.
And I felt perfect. I was not, every time I go Golden Corral, every time I used to walk out of Golden Corral, I would be stuffed. I'd be like, oh, you got to roll me out of here. But it wasn't that bad this time. I wasn't stuffed.
Corral once. And it was
really?
It was in Florida.
Really?
Yeah.
They're pretty good. The one here, not so good, but the one that we went to in Ocala was pretty good.
Yeah. I was in Pensacola.
I mean, I even ate dessert. I got the desserts that I wanted, and I only ate a couple of spoonfuls. A couple of them I just ate like one, and I didn't like it really very much. But the ones that I really liked, I ate a couple of spoonfuls. I left dessert on my plate. I know that doesn't sound good, but it's either I pay now or I pay later in the hospital when I have a sugar high.
Adjust your insulin.
Yeah, exactly.
The man, the myth, and the legend is about to join us.
Oh, Larry.
There he is.
Well, hopefully my connection is better this week than last week.
There we go.
I don't know if you can hear my tummy growling, but it keeps
Is that
growling.
what that noise is?
Can you hear it, Adam?
I can't. No.
Oh, good.
No, I'm just joking.
I kind of figured that, Larry.
Heather came up with she shared an idea for leftovers, and it's you can go to the dollar store. We actually didn't find them at our Dollar's Tree, our $1.25 tree, but we got them at the local grocery store. They're disposable muffin tins.
Oh,
and so you put a little bit of everything you want. It's separated, but when you're ready to eat the leftovers, you just take the cover off, toss it in the oven, warm them back up.
Oh, that's a great idea.
But that also maybe right, we're gonna look a little weird, but
it's portion.
If you were trying to control your portions, maybe bring your own muffin tin.
That's a great idea. And the little Reynolds muffin tin, they probably have other brands, but they're like sit up on their own. That's the one you're talking about, right? Yeah. Oh
no, yeah. This is a like a muffin tin pan.
Oh,
it's got 6 little cupcakes or whatever.
Oh, okay, I understand what you mean now.
And so you just take your turkey, your dressing, your potatoes, whatever you want. I told Heather I only need 1 container though. I don't need all 6. Or just fill it with 6 turkeys. But but that's what I'm saying is if you needed to Heather just shared a video to your group. If you needed Donna knows what I'm talking about. She's seen the pan. If you needed that, like I've seen people have those Tupperware you know what I'm talking about, those vegetables.
Like the little divided things? Yeah.
The vegetable with the dip. I've seen people say those were their serving plates. Like I think it's kind of hard not to overeat if you're gonna fill that thing up. But if you were going with that same concept, you could just go, spend $4 or whatever and get 4 of those little 6-pack containers. Right. And it's up to you. But it's just an idea.
So you guys, let us know, what are your ideas for
instead of having mashed potatoes, have mashed cauliflower.
Yep, that's a good one. That's actually really good. I like mashed cauliflower. It's actually, it'll stink up the house a little bit, but it tastes really good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, silicone egg holders.
There we go. Are you talking about down a like for the Instant Pot? Those you would cook eggs in them?
That's what I thought she was talking about. Or like the microwave ones. Yeah, she said yes.
Okay, yeah. That's not a bad idea at all. That's a great idea. Um, I I'm not worried about personally making a fool out of myself by doing something like that tomorrow. Uh, my family knows how I eat. So if I was to show up and make silly gestures like that, they wouldn't be surprised because but so maybe I gotta be careful what I say because Heather's on here and I'm not making promises. If I was to switch from carnivore to keto, then something like that
Would help.
would be useful for me.
Yeah.
Because I could eat more stuff, but I'm not ready to make that change. We talked about it a little bit at the doctor's yesterday because Heather and I go together, and I'm debating on a few things as far as decisions for the next period of time here.
Right.
One of them is not changing my diet. I'm going to continue on what I'm doing.
Okay.
That's also a great idea, Debbie.
That's a great idea, Debbie. Really good idea.
Adam, I know you were talking about making something. What, a carnivore tomorrow? What were you planning on making?
Oh yeah, so I'm going to make dressing, I guess, or stuffing, whatever you want to call it. Right? You call it dressing if you eat it. You call it stuffing if it goes in the bird. I usually just call it stuffing. But I'm going to be making it so essentially like a cornbread stuffing, but it's all meat. So I'll tell you right now how I'm going to do it. I have ground turkey. So I'm going to brown some ground turkey, and then I'm going to get the food processor out. I got a bag of pork rinds. They are the Epic brand pork rinds. I'm going to put those in the food processor. I'm going to put the ground turkey in the food processor. I'm going to put 6 eggs in there, and then some chicken broth. And I'm going to basically make a dough. It's going to be a dough consistency. I'm going to bake that for an hour, and that's going to make my bread. And I'm going to put Thanksgiving seasonings in there as well. You know what I mean? It's going to have that sagey, Thanksgiving taste. Once that's done, you take it out of the pan, you cut it all up into cubes like you would for your stuffing. And I'm going to put that back in the pan with some sage flavored, kind of like Jimmy Dean sausage. And then I'm going to put some more broth in there.
Yeah.
And some people would put like peppers and onions as well. If that's I'm just on carnivore, so I'm really only eating meat. If I was eating those vegetables, that would be more like ketovore is what we would call it. So that's all I'm going to put in it, and then I put that back in the oven for about an hour.
I need that recipe.
Yeah, so I found a YouTube video. I'll send you the YouTube video, because it's going to take a little while to make it. Now, I haven't had it yet, but I know that the person that makes the video, he's like the carnivore chef, I think is what his name is. He's got lots and lots and lots and lots of subscribers, and I think he probably is doing stuff right. So I'm assuming if made properly, it's going to taste great. One thing he said was it literally tastes like the normal Thanksgiving dressing by the time you're done.
It sounds like it's very low on carbs also.
Well, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
There really isn't any carbs because there's no carbs in pork rind. There's no carbs in ground chicken. There's really no carbs in you know what I mean? Like everything you're putting. One thing I forgot to tell you is you put a little baking powder in there. That's what makes the bread rise up.
Now, isn't there a lot of sodium in the pork rinds though?
There might be some sodium in there. There's sodium in your in your chicken broth too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I, as far as all of my blood work numbers, that's really not something I have to.
Right.
I have high blood pressure. I don't have cholesterol issues. So I'm not really worried about it, but it's honestly, it's going to be a healthier dish.
Healthier than what he was previously. Yeah.
Speaking, it's going to be better for you than regular stuffing.
So it sounds good.
Exactly, Debbie or Donna.
Home. I watch when I eat when I'm right. This is me before
Carnivore.
Okay.
Huh.
Go to the family's house, have dinner, stop at a fast food restaurant on the way home if you're still hungry. And Heather says, "You could have eaten more." And I'm like, could have, but I wasn't hungry then.
Right.
I get it, Donna. I'd eat the ketovore version. So Donna would add the peppers and onions. Honestly, I still might because Heather might be interested in it.
Yeah.
The peppers and onions sound good to add to it, and they wouldn't derail you that much. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't add the peppers. Onions I could add, but not the pepper.
No. Drink lots of water to wash out the sodium. Sugar. That used to be my problem, but I honestly, it was so much easier to switch from that once you get results on things you pay attention to.
Yeah.
And so when the doctor told me I had to take that insulin and, I was in bad shape for someone that was 39 years old, and I needed to make change, all that she had to say was your pancreas isn't functioning. Okay. That was enough for me to pay attention to that.
Yeah, definitely.
After paying attention to it. Now I still have Lily's chocolate, which has stevia in it, and I probably eat more of that than I should. But I definitely eat more of that than I used to. But as far as that, usually it's after I've finished like eating a meal, then I'm like, I just want a little something. And so my pick right now is Lily's chocolate peanut butter cups.
Ooh.
Yeah. And BJ's has them on sale right now, $3 off the bag.
Oh, nice.
Not good.
Or maybe nice. Let me rephrase that.
But so after dinner I may grab one of those. But as far as like brownies and cakes, and I don't have it. So we go to Buffalo Wild Wings a lot. For my birthday, I got a lot of gift cards there. Because I can eat chicken wings, plain. They fry them in beef tallow, so it's low inflammatory. It's not a harsh seed oil they're using. So yesterday I went and I placed the order and I went and picked it up. So I get out to the car and Heather's like, "What did you buy?" Because normally we get a certain amount of wings and then sometimes I get some burger patties on the side. And so she looks and I was like, "I got a couple burger patties," because she really likes those. And she's like, "Did you order mozzarella sticks?" And I'm like, "No." I'm like, "Make sure the rest of that order's right." They put a whole order of mozzarella sticks in there.
Wow. I wonder why. They must have bagged it wrong.
I'm sure but also the kid was brand new and I had to wait and there was some confusion and they felt bad, like they were doing me a favor. But now, then I went to the store for Heather. She got out. She went in the store. I sat in the car and I was eating chicken wings in the car while my dogs were drooling in the back seat. She gets back in the car. She says, "Did you eat one of those mozzarella sticks?" And I was like, "No, I didn't even think about it." Now, before, I would have eaten all of those mozzarella sticks.
Yeah.
And felt bad about it later. So that's gaining ground. So for me, I've gotten to that point where I'm not in trouble. So it's not getting me, but it's taken a lot of effort to get to this point. And unfortunately, I think it's going to require continued effort to stay at this point.
Right. Now,
Nope.
can you eat those mozzarella sticks if you cut all the breading off, or that's not carnivore?
What's the point?
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if you like cheese.
Well, they sell this stuff. It's called bread cheese. Okay. You guys have Aldi there?
Yeah.
Okay. Go look up bread cheese. It's like a harder cheese. I guess it's honestly, Scarlett would probably know about it. It's more of a UK type is birth. It's from there.
Okay.
But
My
it's
mouth is watering.
it looks like a slice of bread, and you slice it, and then you pan fry it, and it's amazing. It's better than any mozzarella stick I have ever eaten.
Really? Wow.
Now
It's
that
just cheese?
you can get, what's that?
Is it just the ingredients? Is just cheese? Is it just
cheese. Yeah.
Huh. I'll have to go. Well, I can't go tomorrow, but I'll have to go and see if they have it there.
They usually
what store was this?
they sell it at Aldi,
Oh,
Costco,
okay.
like all of those kind of places.
Donna said, Victoria, we shall check that out. We shall.
I'm telling you, the first time I made it, I don't think Heather was like terribly thrilled with it. But have you watched Alex's like little YouTube video or Facebook videos where he's making those little Octavia waffles?
Well, I mean, I've made them myself, so
Okay.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
If you take a piece of that, I'm getting at that little dash waffle maker.
Uh-huh.
You take a piece of that bread cheese and you throw it in that little waffle maker.
It doesn't stick or anything?
Front door, it does not.
Wow.
So good. Literally, I was making those, and I had friends over, my brother-in-law and one of my friends and my wife. Like everyone was like waiting for the next one to be done.
Wow. Okay. I gotta go get some of that.
Yeah.
Donna, we gotta try that.
I'm
We
gonna
both
check
have
them out.
waffle makers too, so little dash ones. Left over from our Optavia trying.
Yeah.
I'll have to see if I can find it at ours next time I go.
Yeah, and Larry, I think they have it at. You could probably find it at if you have like a one of the bigger stores like Costco or BJ's or something like that. Those stores they have it there. They may even have it. I don't know if you have a Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's and Aldi, the owners were brothers, the founders of those stores, so they carry similar products in them.
Yeah, we have all these. I work right by it anyway, so
Okay, you probably will find it, and if you can't find that. They also sell something called cheese fries. And it's in the refrigerated section over by kind of like the deli meats and the cheeses.
okay.
They also have like egg wraps and cheese wraps. The cheese fries will be over there. It's a similar concept, but it's just cut in slices. It's in a small bag. I saw it on a YouTube video. I thought it was gonna be like a big bag. It's about like one of those like value size potato chip bags.
Okay, yeah.
But if you don't have the bread cheese, they should have those cheese fries, and those same concept. You can cook them the same way. I mean, you probably can't put them in the little dash thing, but just throw them on a hot pan, and don't be afraid of them sticking because as they cook, it releases its own oil, so it lubricates your pan, and it's just how you're talking about like the cheese toasties, right?
Yeah.
How you just know that bread's gonna be. What's gonna happen with this cheese?
I've got to go get some. Now I want some.
Crisp crust. Like we're supposed to be on this for another 10 minutes, 20 minutes or so, and I'm starving now.
Well, I was going to ask you that bread cheese. Do you find it in the dairy section of Aldi?
Yeah, it's actually going to be where the other cheese is.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Now I've seen Donna mention an egg wrap. I never heard of an egg wrap.
So Larry, you can get those at Aldi as well. Okay.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. They're going to have a few different kinds, and so I'm bringing that up because I want to tell you about this, but also there's something cool about it. So, they are going to be like a tortilla, Larry. It's going to behave just like a tortilla. You're going to want to warm it up, and you can use that to wrap a sandwich or make a taco. What else you can do with them is take your pizza cutter out and rip them into strips, and now you have noodles. You're going to boil, and if you're on carnivore or keto, you can make your own pasta, which is 100% legit out of those. I haven't tried it, but I've seen several people have, and they say it behaves just like a noodle. So
Okay.
I love egg pasta, but I think it must have egg noodles. I think it must have more than just eggs in it because they're dried and
some
and
of them will have gluten in them.
yeah, I figured it's
But
hard to hold them together.
because like you go to Panera, you guys have Panera there.
Mhm. Yeah.
If you were to go to Panera and get their chicken noodle soup is actually keto.
Oh, really?
So there's no gluten in that pasta because
Oh,
they're egg noodles. So when
that's
I
cool.
started changing the way I was eating when I first went on insulin, I hadn't decided to go carnivore yet. That was 6 weeks after I went on insulin. But I went out to lunch with my old boss and somebody leaving.
Yeah,
Oh,
Donna. Bye, Donna.
Bye.
enjoy your Thanksgiving and make good choices.
Mhm.
So I decided I was going to try and eat a little bit more ketogenically.
Mhm.
And so I looked, what could I eat at Panera? Because that's where she always wants to eat, my old boss there. And I found that the chicken noodle soup is actually ketogenic.
That's pretty cool. I never knew that.
Yep. So
Wow. Now, isn't eating too much meat not good for you, or is it okay for you?
Larry, you can get an opinion on everything from everyone, right?
No, okay. I'm just
No.
curious.
So yeah, so what I'm getting at is there are people that will tell you eating too much meat is not good for you.
Hmm.
It's not going to be me because I only eat meat, right?
Okay.
But I two things. I have looked into this a lot. I've been three things. I've been advised by my doctor, and I have a wife who researches everything.
Hmm.
So the reality is a good answer to that question, Larry, is eating too much meat is a bad thing if you are on a standard American diet, meaning you're consuming everything else. Then it's going to be bad for your cholesterol. It's going to be bad for your whatever.
Okay.
But Heather and I think also mine, our cholesterol numbers decreased on the
Yeah.
carnivore.
I was,
So
I was
the
going to say it might be you need to go by what your blood work tells you.
right, you you know what works for me, and we were talking about this yesterday because what is working for me isn't necessarily working as well for Heather right now. Everybody's different. Um, you need to be able to understand what's going to work for you. Sometimes it's that trial and error we were talking about last week, like give something, 4 to 6 weeks and don't change it. And, then find out, is this really working? If not, I don't think in 4 to 6 weeks, you're going to really hurt yourself with something, but you can't, this is what I talked to my brother-in-law about. You can't decide today I'm going to eat all carnivore. Tomorrow I'm not.
Right.
I'm,
Okay.
I'm not, because all you're doing at that point is you're hurting yourself. So,
Yeah.
getting committed to making a way of eating for a extended period of time, and then measuring the results. Right. If it stops working for me, I'm going to stop it. But I
Okay.
would never say that eating too much meat is bad for somebody. I wouldn't, because I don't feel that's the truth.
Okay. Now, meat wise, are you talking beef or chicken?
Any meat, Larry. Any meat.
So now, and there are different kinds of carnivore people, right? There are some people that just eat beef, salt, and water. That's
Oh
all. That's
my gosh.
called the lion. There are some people that just eat beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. It's BBBE. They say, some people will say eating certain meat products isn't as great for you as others, but just kind of like an umbrella or a blanket, what is a carnivore? It's any meat, fish, eggs, and cheese. Now keep in mind, or dairy, you know what I mean? Too much dairy is not conducive to weight loss.
Yeah.
But
Calories.
you can cover anything. So carnivore is you're eating something that that has a liver, that has a heart, that has lungs, right? Living, breathing. I can't say it's living because plants are living, but if it's an animal, it's meat. It counts.
It's kind of eating like the cavemen used to.
Yeah. So the difference is between carnivore. So like eating like cavemen is like paleo, right? And that's less restrictive in my opinion than carnivore. There's some other things you could eat, like some fruits, nuts, I think, like different root vegetables, stuff like that.
Right.
So I wish Heather was chiming in because she knows so much more about this stuff than I do.
You know a lot. You know a lot.
Yeah.
Most of what I know is because she taught me.
Okay.
Nuts and fruits.
Nuts and fruits.
Yeah.
Nuts and fruits.
Fruits and nuts.
Not enough nuts in my life.
I eat a lot of nuts. Fruits, no.
Yeah, well, in certain fruits, you got to be careful, Larry, because you're type 2.
Yeah.
Well, the only fruit I didn't even know was a fruit is avocado. I didn't know it was a fruit till a few weeks ago.
Like, do you like berries? I think berries are not.
I had to have a taste for it.
Yeah, they're low glycemic. So,
Yeah.
Raspberries, blueberries, it's better for you than going out and,
Yeah.
half a.
Other than that, I'll have a cantaloupe when I feel like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't miss fruit. But I saw earlier, I think on your show this morning, Victoria, Susie was talking about how her husband's going to do all the cooking, but she can make the dessert and
yeah.
she can make an apple crisp. Like, so that sounds good.
It does sound good. It does sound good. Can you make that carnivore?
Yeah, it's called meatloaf.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. But I'm not putting apple pie seasonings in ground beef. So
I don't know. That might be really good, actually.
Oh, you'd be surprised at stuff I get put together just to experiment to see how it is.
All right. So, well, we got 7 of us here. We're still going strong, but we're getting close to the half hour.
Bye, Darlene. Darlene's got to go too. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I'll see you tomorrow morning. Hopefully. God willing.
My boss is from Texas, and she always says, "Lord willing, and the creek don't rise." But yeah, so I would say again, let's revisit these tips real quick because we're getting ready to wrap it up, and then set boundaries or guidelines for yourself ahead of time. That's that planning, right? Not failing to plan or planning to fail. Set guidelines or boundaries ahead of time. Be specific in them. Be realistic with them. Ask for help if you need it, and get back up if you slip. So
on that bandwagon.
That's it.
At the very next meal.
Yeah. They always say on your next bite, right? You know, so I've heard people say, hey, I'm taking it day by day, right? Sometimes you're taking it minute by minute, right? And the reality is that we all struggle with something at times, and it's a good thing. I've talked to some people, and because, like I said, I ran an addictions program, and I'm an ordained pastor, so I've done a lot of counseling, and I've had people say, I'm struggling a lot. And I say, all due respect, but struggling means you're fighting against it. Sometimes we're not struggling. Sometimes we're just plain laying down to it. So
that's so true.
If you're struggling, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because at least you're making an effort. And so if you slip, right, get back up, don't stay down, and make a good choice on your next forkful.
Right.
But anyways, tomorrow is a hurdle, Debbie says. Tomorrow is a hurdle. But it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be.
No.
And let's be honest. Like, how blessed are we to live in a place where we can pick a day and actually overeat? like we can. You know, there's
That's
there's
true.
there's
There's
food.
plenty of nations out there that cannot do that.
The
Yeah.
people that live on the streets here can
Yeah.
go somewhere and get fat for a
Yeah.
meal, right? They can overeat for a meal in just about anywhere USA
Yeah.
because we are blessed. So tomorrow is a hurdle, right? We maybe have I have folks expecting the big spread. You got it. So tomorrow can be a struggle, but you know what, let's still stay thankful. I've said it 100 times, and I was told a lot growing up, what if tomorrow you woke up with only the things you were thankful for today? And so, you know, do yourself a favor and start practicing that thankfulness, that gratitude now. Not that you won't wake up with those things tomorrow, but what if you don't?
Right. Think like
better,
you wouldn't. Right.
Yeah, it's better to be thankful today than regret tomorrow that you weren't. So, I wish you all a great Thanksgiving. Spend it with someone that you love. If you don't have someone to spend it with, reach out. I'm sure that there's going to be people hosting chats. I know I saw a bunch of people that were going to be having auctions or shows going tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, you are valued. Send me an email, heartmanmade at gmail.com. I'm more than happy to correspond with you. If I have a few minutes, I'll even pick up the phone. But I hope you have a great Thanksgiving with someone that you love tomorrow. And I really appreciate everybody coming on, spending time with us today.
Yeah, I do too. Thank you guys. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'll be live tomorrow morning too.
7 a.m., 7:30 a.m., right?
7:30.
Yeah. I'm 6:30.
6:30, 7:30.
7:30.
6:30, 7:30. No sleeping in on Thanksgiving for Larry or any of you all for that matter.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys, thanks for coming. Have a great Thanksgiving. Bless you all.
Bye, guys.